Have you ever noticed something strange? Two women can earn the same amount of money, but feel completely different about it. One woman receives her salary and immediately starts planning. She thinks about bills, savings, future security. Another woman receives the same salary and suddenly feels the urge to buy something. Not because she desperately needs it, not because she is careless, but because something inside her says, maybe I deserve this. It might be a dress, a skincare product, a small luxury coffee, a bag she has been thinking about for weeks. And the interesting part is this: sometimes she buys it and feels happy, but other times she buys it and a few hours later she feels a strange mix of emotions. A little excitement, a little guilt, a little confusion. She might even say to herself, "Why did I buy that?" But here's the deeper question most people never ask. Why does money sometimes feel emotional for women? Why can money feel like comfort, relief, or even validation? And the answer is not as simple as people think. Because behind many financial decisions women make, there is a hidden emotional story, a story that most people never notice.
For many women, money is rarely just numbers. It carries feelings. Sometimes money feels like safety. Knowing there is money saved somewhere can create a quiet sense of calm, a feeling that says, I will be okay. But at other times, money becomes something else. It becomes a way to reward themselves. A woman might spend weeks working hard, handling responsibilities, taking care of others, solving problems. And during those weeks, she may not receive much appreciation, no applause, no recognition. So when payday comes, buying something small can feel like a moment of kindness toward herself. Not luxury, just relief. Sometimes it sounds like this inside her mind. I've been strong for too long. I deserve something nice. And sometimes money becomes a way to repair emotions. After a stressful day, after a fight, after feeling ignored, buying something small can create a moment of emotional reset. For a few minutes, life feels softer again. This doesn't mean women are irresponsible. It means money often becomes connected to emotional experiences. And most of the time, even women themselves don't fully realize it.
The deeper reason behind this behavior begins much earlier in life, long before adulthood. Many women grow up learning subtle emotional rules about money, rules that are rarely spoken out loud. Some girls grow up hearing messages like, be careful with money, don't depend on anyone, you have to secure your future. These messages can create a strong desire for financial safety. But at the same time, many girls also grow up learning another message, a completely different one. The message that appearance matters, that beauty matters, that presentation matters. And this creates an invisible psychological tension. On one side, there is pressure to be financially responsible. But on the other side, there is pressure to look good, to present yourself well, to fit into social expectations. Clothes, hair, skincare, lifestyle. These things are not always about vanity. Often they are about belonging, about feeling confident in social spaces, about feeling accepted. So when money enters the picture, it doesn't just represent currency, it represents identity. And this is why financial decisions sometimes carry emotional weight. Because the decision is not only about spending, it is about how someone feels about themselves. Let's look at how this appears in real life. Imagine a woman walking through a store. She sees a jacket she likes. Her mind immediately begins a quiet conversation. "I don't really need this." But another voice responds, "But it would look good on you. You've been working hard lately. It might make you feel more confident." And suddenly, the decision is no longer logical. It becomes emotional. Now imagine another situation. A woman scrolling through social media late at night. She sees influencers with beautiful lifestyles, perfect outfits, perfect homes, perfect vacations. Even if she knows these images are curated, they still trigger a small emotional reaction, a quiet comparison. And sometimes that comparison leads to a thought like this: maybe if I had that, I would feel better too. So she buys something, not because she needs it, but because she hopes it might create a similar feeling. And sometimes it does, for a short moment. But the feeling fades quickly, because the real emotional need was never about the object itself. It was about reassurance. Many women will recognize moments like these. Standing in front of a mirror wearing something new and suddenly feeling more confident. Walking into a room feeling slightly more comfortable because of how they look. Or opening a package they ordered and feeling a small wave of excitement. These moments are real, and they are human, because humans naturally seek emotional comfort. But there are also quieter moments. Moments when a woman checks her bank account and feels anxiety. Moments when she wonders, am I saving enough? What if something goes wrong in the future? These thoughts can exist at the same time. The desire to enjoy life today and the fear of not having enough tomorrow. And balancing these two emotions is not always easy, especially in a world that constantly sends mixed messages. Spend, save, look good, be responsible, enjoy life, prepare for the future. Sometimes these expectations collide inside the same mind, and that collision creates confusion. Not weakness, just pressure. But here is something rarely talked about. Women are often judged unfairly for how they interact with money. People may say things like, women spend too much, women love shopping, women are emotional with money. But these statements ignore the deeper context, because the relationship between women and money is shaped by experience, social expectations, emotional responsibilities, and often invisible pressures. In fact, many women think about money far more carefully than people assume. They think about stability, security, future planning, protecting themselves, supporting family, creating independence. The emotional connection to money does not make women financially weak. Sometimes it actually makes them more aware, more cautious, more thoughtful. Because when money represents safety, every financial decision carries meaning. So the next time you see a woman buying something small, it might not just be a purchase. It might be a moment of relief, a quiet reward, a way to feel seen in a world that often asks her to give a lot. And the next time a woman checks her bank account with a worried expression, it might not just be about numbers. It might be about security, about wanting to build a future where she feels safe. Because the relationship between women and money is rarely simple. It lives somewhere between logic and emotion, between responsibility and self-care, between fear and hope. And maybe the real question is not, why do women spend money this way? Maybe the better question is, what are they really trying to feel? Because sometimes money is not just about what we buy. Sometimes it is about what we are trying to heal.